everyone, welcome back to my channel. You have clicked into Arteagan Daily Bread, your spiritual board meeting. I am your Madam President of the Arteagan, Natalee, spelled N-A-T-A-L-E-E. Feel free to stay for all of the psychic tarot and astrology reports. Feel free to skip ahead as you are guided. I do these daily reports every single day. That's what this channel has turned into, which I'm very, very proud of. Perhaps at some point the monthlies will return. I have just been buried under work for a long time now, so probably not in the near future. Anyways, let's just segue into the President's Report. So I'm most excited about the new way that I'm doing the reports. It's such a geeky, nerdy thing to say, but there it is. So the Astrology Report is a little bit different. It's just really on my side, the way that I organize it. So I'm just excited about that because it's a new way of looking at the sky and what's going on. It's a new way to understand the energies of the planets, and it's a new way for me to convey that meaning to you. So that's just the kind of thing that makes me excited. So that's what I'm most excited about. Oh, astrologically, what am I most, or spiritually, what am I most, okay. Well, destiny, obviously. No, really, destiny. My destiny, your destiny, our destiny as humans, and where it's all going. It's really exciting. I thrive in this kind of energy though, and your inner feminine will feel actually more comfortable in chaotic upheaval type energy. It's your inner masculine that's going to really sort of either resist change or feel prickly or suspicious or feel more uncomfortable not having control or not knowing exactly precisely what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. Feminine energies or alpha female, feminine dominant energies really thrive in chaos. Really do. They really, really do. I don't want to get a whole digression on that. That's the President's Report. There was something else I wanted to mention though. Hold on, give me a second. That's right. So give the new moon solar eclipse some time to unfold the secrets, to unfold the truth that's going to change things. So give it some time. It's really any day now, any moment, it's just, it could take up to 6 months to a year for this to unfold. So, you know, live your life, enjoy your life, and find your own way to thrive in unknowing, to thrive in the chaos, okay? That's probably... Okay. Okay, let's dive into our first report. Astrology Report. Okay, guys, so Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020, the sun is going to be, and this is 8 a.m. Pacific time. The sun will be in 2 degrees Cancer. And I'm doing it a little bit differently. I'm doing the Astrology Report a little bit differently, as you can tell. So let me know how you like this. The sun is in 2 degrees Cancer, squaring Mars in 27 degrees Pisces, conjuncting the North Node in 29 degrees Gemini, and squaring Chiron in 9 degrees Aries, for those who like the details. I basically have all of the planets where they are, like I normally do. I normally run down that list, except now I'm adding the relationships to the other planets instead of doing that last. This is really just me talking it through. But if you guys like, I feel like you guys are going to like it. Okay, I'll just keep going. Okay, so the sun here, this is interesting because I started writing this down and I got a new psychic download for you. I got water diamonds. And this is like, she showed me Rihanna's music video, Shine Bright Like a Diamond, where, you know, we've all seen this, where little water droplets in the sunlight, they look like diamonds. That's really what I'm getting for this. And what this feels like is balance. I know I made this into like a moo-moo or something. This feels like balance because here you have the sun, which is a ball of fire in a water sign, right? It is squaring Mars in Pisces. Mars, fire, in the water sign of Pisces. So here we have both of these fiery planets in water signs squaring each other. So they want to express themselves in a certain way, and they can't. They have to feel, they have to, it's very, very different and sort of unnatural for these planets. And they're in contention and they're fighting about it. So I'm feeling this as motivation, to be honest. Because the sun is also squaring Chiron in Aries, this is tension that needs to be channeled into motivation, and you'll see why. The moon is heavily aspected today. The moon is in 1 degree Leo, sextiling Venus in 5 degrees Gemini retrograde, trining Mars in 27 degrees Pisces, opposing Jupiter in 24 degrees Capricorn retrograde, opposing Saturn in 0 degrees Aquarius retrograde, squaring Uranus in Taurus, I said Taurus instead of Uranus. Squaring Uranus in 9 degrees Taurus, opposing Pluto in 24 degrees Capricorn retrograde, trining Chiron in 9 degrees Aries. So why am I talking about it if the moon changes signs every 2.5 days? I feel like this is going to be, because here's the thing. This is just a day. This is just hours of an influence, but if you're feeling sensitive or if you're feeling down already about something else, you can latch on to this energy that's supposed to just be temporary, and you can kind of spiral it into a bigger manifestation of insecurity or doubt or what have you. That's why I'm saying that, okay? Okay, so what I'm getting from all of this is that your emotional needs and wants and your personal life in general might just have to be on the back burner today in favor of practical responsibilities that need your attention. So I really just feel this as frustration. So you might want to focus on going out to the beach or going out and playing with your daughter. You might have a daughter. Going out and playing with your kids or your friends or your dog or your cat for that matter, what have you. But Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto have the upper hand without a doubt, where you've got to take care of business. You've got to take care of your responsibilities, and you'll be happier after the fact. So that's just emotionally, okay? Mercury is in 13 degrees Cancer retrograde, sextiling Uranus in 9 degrees Taurus, trining Neptune in 20 degrees Pisces retrograde, and squaring Chiron in 9 degrees Aries, Uranus is in 9 degrees Taurus, Chiron is in 9 degrees Aries. Good to know. So I feel this is, and what it looks like to me is revisiting either mentally or in conversation, like you have new conversations about an old issue. And I feel like this will lead to some sort of forgiveness, and you'll see why in a second. Okay. Because with Mercury retrograde, we're going back, we're going to the past. It's in Cancer, so it's very emotional. Venus is in 5 degrees Gemini retrograde, trining Saturn in 0 degrees Aquarius retrograde, sextiling Chiron in 9 degrees Aries. This is, and see, Venus will station, and she'll move direct soon. So it's about to be resolved. Whatever this Venus retrograde has been about for you, and you'll know whatever you've had unsettled. Oh, did I just eat a bug? No, I almost ate a bug. That's someone's confirmation. Whatever unsettled feelings you have had that has been coming up for you, that's what we're talking about here. All those unsettled feelings, you're going to feel the weight of Saturn. You're going to feel the weight of needing to make a decision about this or needing to take action on this as Venus goes direct and moves forward and gets more back in her mojo over the coming days and weeks ahead. Okay, so that Venus in conjunction, and remember, this is still Venus trining Saturn is part of the solar eclipse astrology, so this is going to last 6 months to a year. That energy, that influence. So this coupled with Mercury retrograding, though, up ahead for you, I see a conversation taking place, because Venus going direct is going to prompt you to to move forward and take a decision on this. And talking about it is part of it. Don't you like this? Isn't it like we're just both out here having a chat about astrology? Okay. Because I'm like, nerd. Okay. Mars is in 27 degrees Pisces, sextiling Jupiter in 24 degrees Capricorn retrograde, sextiling Saturn in 0 degrees Aquarius retrograde, conjuncting Neptune, which we know most of this already, in 20 degrees Pisces retrograde, sextiling Pluto in 24 degrees Capricorn retrograde, squaring the North Node in 29 degrees Gemini. So, for the most part, Mars is very harmoniously connecting to Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, with the added benefit of Neptune and just squaring the North Node, which I feel is that this is really just more inspired motivation to do your karma. Follow through is what I want to say there. Follow through on what the actions you're inspired to take. If it's authentic, if it's real, if it's from your heart, if it's very, very true, it's exactly working with your karma, working in harmony with these bigger undercurrents of your destiny, of where you're trying to go spiritually. So follow through. Okay? Jupiter is in 24 degrees Capricorn retrograding, conjuncting Saturn in 0 degrees Aquarius retrograding, sextiling Neptune in 20 degrees Pisces retrograde, conjuncting Pluto in 24 degrees Capricorn retrograde. This is now we're in the outer planet arena. This really is just spreading everything already going on and philosophizing. Oh, I forgot to do globally and through America. Sorry. Okay. I was just so caught up in being so excited about doing this way. I just got ahead of myself. Okay. So it's just, okay. Saturn in 0 degree Aquarius retrograde is still squaring Uranus in 9 degrees Taurus, conjuncting Pluto in 24 degrees Capricorn retrograding. That's just Saturn just making sure that you're doing all of this right, to make sure that you're doing all of this correct. By putting obstacles in your way and making things harder and making you fear things and making you really scared and doubt yourself and doubting your abilities, doubting your life, doubting everything, having fears about everything. Irrational, rational, doesn't matter. It's to make you do it right. It's all to make you do it right. Okay, so last but not least, basically Neptune is in 20 degrees Pisces, sextiling Pluto in 24 degrees Capricorn retrograde. Okay, that's about it. Sorry, 20 degrees Pisces retrograde, sextiling Pluto at 24 degrees Capricorn retrograde. This is a subtler influence. I really feel like this is more about having faith in change, having faith in the transformation process of Pluto, of death, and like having some faith there, giving it some spiritual gas in the tank. Okay, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this astrology report. And back to the studio. Welcome to the Psychic Report. So basically your downloads, you still have the fire-breathing dragon thing. I feel like there's something karmic with that, but that was like over the weekend. And then writing down the astrology for today's astrology report, water diamonds came through. And then there's like 2 more. They're in the tarot report, so I don't have them off the top of my head now, but they are in the tarot report. And I just wanted to give you a little psychic tip. So if you want more of your own psychic downloads, what I will recommend is, this is really especially good if you are developing routines, like new routines or new habits, new good habits for yourself. If this solar eclipse is affecting you that way, or if it's just something that you've been doing, working on, those routines that you can get into where your body is more automated, like grooming routines, brushing your teeth, you're doing your hair routines, skin routines. I really recommend grooming routines for obvious reasons, for health reasons and self-confidence reasons, but also for your own psychic downloads. Because when you, it's more, here's what I want to emphasize. It doesn't even just have to be grooming routines, although that is what I'm officially recommending. It could be any routine, because what you're looking for is the hypnotic element to it. You're looking for the hypnotic lead in, the hypnotic flow. Okay, and it's a little bit of a dangerous example, but it's a good example and it's an honest one, is driving, especially when you take the same routes. You know your city, you know the roads, you get into that comfortability of autopilot where your body sort of takes over and your reactions, your reflexes will catch, you know, someone swerving or cutting you off, and it's always like in the nick of time, whatever. But you want to cultivate routines that are easy for you to automate, that are easy for you to get into on track. It's almost like once you start the routine, you just go on a track, and the track leads you through the whole process. And as that's happening, you're occupied just enough so that you're not over stressing and overthinking and forcing yourself and putting these high pressures and expectations on your psychic ability, but not so occupied that you can't channel. It's the perfect sweet spot. So that's what I'll recommend. And it's also good for just like busy work, and especially if you're suffering from any kind of like really high and low, high highs, low lows, or if you suffer from chronic depression, the grooming routines will be really great for, number one, keeping you busy, number two, beautifying yourself and feeling better about you and your self-confidence, and then number three, it's another, you know, like how creatives say that they get ideas in the shower. It's exactly that, except not channeling creatively, although some of you will be channeling creatively. You'll be letting yourself be open to your own downloads coming through. Okay? So just be mindful of that. Try to set yourself up for success and get yourself into routines that either make you feel better about yourself or are very productive, or just support your overall health in that you go at your own pace. Remember, when you have the energy, get as much done as possible, and when you don't, rest and rejuvenate and recharge until that energy returns to you. I know, it sounds so simple, but okay. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this psychic report. Bye. Hello and welcome to the Tarot Report. I will be starting with a divine feather message, and then we will pull tarot cards to further explain the message. Falcon. Use your keen perception and skill in making decisions. Do not delay. One of your downloads is fire, fire-breathing dragon. North-South node karma. One of your downloads is digestion, which I feel like is more digesting feelings. So it's very Cancerian. So if you're a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, really pay attention to your digestive tract. The foods that you're eating, if they're easy to break down, look at what you're about to eat and see if you think your body will have an okay time breaking that down into the nutrients that keep you alive, or if it's going to, give you issue. Because this do not delay, it's making me edgy. I feel edgy. Edgy energy. Yeah. Edgy. Which is why using your keen perception and skill in making decisions is even more important. Milk. I'm getting milk, and I'm getting a little white table. I don't know if that's you or if that's someone else. A little white table, like a little coffee table or an end table for someone. Little white table. Okay, tell us about this falcon. Temperance energy. This is about being very spiritually balanced, and it taking quite a long time to achieve that kind of a balance. This feels like someone who's making better decisions now than you ever have before, if this is you. I feel like you will be making some very good decisions for yourself. Making decisions from the Temperance energy is really, really advantageous for you, because I feel like you'll be making the best decision for your soul. A Queen of Swords, a King of Swords, you will be making the best strategic decisions for your earthly life. You know, every card will have a different feel, a different vibration. This is very special. It's also it's also Major Arcana energy. This is a time, it's a timing issue, or not an issue, it's a timing, it's the time, it's time. You would not have been ready before this, whatever moment this is, when you have to make a decision, or you have to, make a call. You will be ready at that moment. You will be very balanced. You will be very spiritually balanced. King Perception. Oh, this is about choosing the right relationships for you. Cancer season, hello, 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 hello. My cup runneth over. Does your cup runneth over? It will, for whoever this is resonating for. This is about making the best decisions in terms of personal relationships. Those you really bring in close. I talk about this. There's your public life, who you are in the world, your 10th house, who you are, even like if you run a YouTube or if you run a social media account, if you do public life, how the public knows you, who you are in public, your public persona, your public life. There's no other word to say. Your public life. Where like anyone can meet you, basically, your public life. When I was working in retail, it was all of my customers, all of my guests that I was coming into contact with, my coworkers, my managers and supervisors. I mean, that's public, okay? There's it's your community, your neighborhood. It's all those people. Then there's your personal life, which is what this is. Your personal life, where you have one-on-one emotional connections with your family members, and you talk about your personal life, you talk about things, okay? What's happening there. This is like friends and family, okay? And then there's your private life, which is this, your private life. That's just you and you and you. Me, myself, and I. That's why use your keen perception and skill in making decisions. You will need to have built a very good relationship with yourself in that private world. It took a while, but you transformed your private world from maybe a place of like residual trauma, replaying abuse, replaying bad memories, replaying your failures, or self-criticism, feeling bad about yourself, feeling bad about the world, feeling powerless, whatever it was, you, over time, searching for a better way to feel, found your spirituality, deepened your spirituality, and that spiritual, that's just you. That's you into yourself. Okay? And you calmed down. You really calmed that private world, where you turned that private world into a sanctuary. And it's from that place that you are very like keen and perceptive and intuitive. I mean, this is beyond intuitive, but this is in regards to choosing someone that you can really recognize. Thank you, Tweety Bird. sorry. Okay, so this is about finding someone, and this is how you will be using your skill and your keen perception, is that you will be able to recognize if someone is reflecting this back to you or if they're not. Because you are solidifying, I actually feel like I felt this in Capricorn or 2 for Patreon. It feels like you've just entered a new room. You've just entered a plateau. You've just climbed a new staircase. You've just come into this vibration. So I feel like you ascending into a higher vibration is bringing in someone, connection. 4 of Pentacles, interesting. You got your priorities set. You're going to keep them close, or they're going to keep you close, or you're going to keep each other close. This is, if you're finding someone that matches this Temperance energy in you, oh my God, they're probably really calm people. I'm getting bookworm for some of you. Bookworm, nerd, study, like maybe even someone else who could even like really obsess about, I'm getting A Bug's Life, that Pixar movie, bugs, insects. Maybe you like to read about like mollusks, or you like to read about like earth and dirt and different types of dirt and different types of ant and different types of dirt. I don't know, something like that. It could be someone else like that, like a book. She's showing me like the bookworm thing, like a book nerd. Or they are very philosophical, where they also need a lot of alone time. They also need to, you know what this could also be? For some of you, this is a roommate. I know that sounds strange, but I just saw it, both of you, in like this like place with like boxes. So for some of you, you're actually getting a new roommate, and you've maybe not picked good roommates in the past or something, or maybe you didn't have, I don't know. But for maybe just for one of you, that you are picking a better roommate, and it's going to be a really good, solid, this would be like you're both introverts and you both just stay in your bedrooms and you use the common areas like sparsely, or you're both very quiet, moving. I'm just getting like quiet bookworm people, like you stick to your room, they stick to their room, and it's like neither of you, I'm getting such a, like neither of you are big partiers is what I'm getting. Like neither of you like a lot of activity or a lot of things going on or a lot of Hershamagas. So it's like neither of you have people over. Neither of you, you know what I'm saying? I'm just getting like a very hard, because I'm getting very strongly, it's like, oh, I can't let this one go. I can't let this person go. So it's probably reciprocal, to be honest, because this is like the reciprocal soulmate card. It's next energy. But for someone, it is a roommate. Interesting. Look at this. Queen of Wands and the Nine of Swords. I feel when I first see her, I see options. And this Nine of Swords, that's sort of strange. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bit strange. Very unexpected. You could be very stressed about this person having a lot of options and choosing you back or something, or this person is really stressing about you. It's interesting because everything that I just said about both of you is totally not Queen of Wands. This is a very extroverted person, loves to throw big parties, loves to have soirees, loves to engage with a lot of people and shine bright like a diamond, and vivaciousness, and just really loves socializing, loves to this. Oh, I want to talk about Capricorn. It was so good. But I'll say this. one of you thinks that the other one is a lot like this. And the truth is that they're very balanced and they're very quiet and they're very in their own inner world. So this could be a public persona. This could be just one side of them, or this could just be one part of them. Or it could just be that you know they have options, maybe even because they're a very easygoing person, but I really feel like you see them as like a hot topic, a hot commodity, a very popular person, or a very, you know, so I feel like you're actually kind of, I feel like it's you. It could be, you know, reverse or both of you, but I kind of feel like it's you. It's probably both of you, to be honest. Especially if you're both introverts. And okay, so when I say, some of you are wondering, I can feel it. When I say introvert and extrovert, what I mean is, and most people are a blend of both. Most people have a very balanced of both where, okay, so when I say introvert, extrovert, an extrovert is a person that gets energy to live life, that gets their energy from other people, from being around other people and engaging with other people. It gives them energy. If you're an extrovert, you just soak it all up. Being in a crowded stadium, being in a crowded party, a big room of people, it gives you life. That's an extrovert. It's Queen of Wands. When I say introvert, an introvert gets their energy, replenishes their energy, recharges their energy, gets their energy from being alone. From being alone. Alone. With themselves, by themselves. No one else, just themselves. And time. This could be someone, or both of you, someone needs recharge time. They need alone time. I like to be in a cool, dark place for an extended period of time. It's really calming for me. I'm seeing Edward Scissorhands' attic. It's just, I like it. I'm like a little spider. I really like those cool, darker, muted. It's just, so you could be the introvert here, or I feel like you both are. Maybe one of you has some fire in their chart. They're getting this impression of you, or you're getting this impression of this person, and it could just be a little bit of personality showing through. It just doesn't mean any, you know, or they have this balance, and you see their introvert side, you see their extroverted side. I'm dominantly introverted. So you think about yourself. If you are pretty balanced, or if you're like, no, I way need my alone time, or it's like, no, I've got to interact with people. I've got to be with people. I have to be around human life. Traditionally, fire and air signs are more extroverted. Water and earth signs are more introverted, introspective. Okay. That was a little sidebar lesson for someone out there. Ooh, what's this? This fell right on top of this. So, all this anxiety about this, I don't know, popular person, whatever. The sun, the happy baby, and judgment. So if this is love, the answer is yes. If this is business, the answer is yes. If this is friendship, the answer is yes. Okay, let's start on, I feel like someone is so, I saw this, I feel Beauty and the Beast, I feel like someone is so shy. I feel like someone is painfully shy. Like you could both be introverts and this person is still, like one of you is still like super shy about the other person. Maybe the other person communicates. Maybe they have like Mercury in like Leo. Start clarifying. It's interesting because this is all to explain, use your keen perception and skill in making decisions. So this is about a connection. Do not delay. There's like I'm not saying there's any pressure. I'm saying that if you miss your internal clock, your internal, if you're out of alignment with the timing, with this energy, I feel like it'll be more difficult for you to get back. Like you might doubt yourself in a moment that you want to reach out to this person because of your fears and insecurities, so you don't. It's kind of, okay, she's showing me that moment in my best friend's wedding with Giulia Roberts and that guy. They're on the boat, they're going under the bridge, and there's like this moment where I guess they could have been together, and she just doesn't speak. And it's sort of like as the boat comes back into the light out of that little bridge tunnel, like life kind of resumes and moves forward and everything. It's like, well, okay, well, that's not even a consideration. But it's like like the timeline could have totally shifted in that moment, right? There could have been a whole different outcome. It would have been a whole different movie. But she didn't. You know what I'm saying? She just, that moment, I feel like it's going to be that subtle. I feel like it's going to be that quiet. So I don't feel like you're going to get a big reprimand for not whatever. It's not. It's going to be very quiet. It's going to be very quiet where your inner, this is the introvert person, or you're just very thinking deeply about this situation or this connection. It's you that's going to have to be very still and quiet with yourself and confident about this decision. That's what I feel like that is, the do not delay. Okay, let's clarify. Temperance, please. Tell us more about this. Ooh, it's quick. Seven of Swords with Temperance. Well, the Falcon is the Falcon, and there is keen perception and skill required. So this is you. See, you're either plugged into this energy or you're far from it, because this is you being so clued in and so almost like Neo in the Matrix, who had the plug at the back of their head and like the prong, almost if you're just jacked into the divine system, or you can read your own Akashic records or something. It's, you know, like that's really tuned in. Like you've got you could be, you're really tuned in to know that this is really good for you, what's best for you. This is like spiritually strategic. Because this, at the best, is common sense. It's street smarts. It's knowing your way through a system, knowing your way through the maze, knowing your way through. So I feel like this is like a spiritual, almost like a spiritual, I don't want to say shortcut, but we do have Three of Pentacles at the bottom. I feel like there's just this little itty bitty thing to get over, some little anxiety, and this is a pretty good move for you. Let's take a look at the Two of Cups. This is the connect. I didn't mean to do that, but like just moving my hands, I flipped the top one over, and it's Judgment with, oh, 2 cards. Whoa, 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 man, whoa, whoa. Wow. So it does bring in the Sun because of this Judgment, and now we've got the Hierophant and the Star. This is a big commitment. This is very inspired. This is very heavenly. We've got 3 angels. We've got this, I call her an alien, Stardust woman. I feel like this person, whether it's you or this other person, whoever's got the anxiety, I actually feel like they're nervous of being too happy or being too passionate. I feel like they're sort of not comfortable with their own passion for this. And it's like they need to calm themselves down, or you need to calm yourself down so that you can see this dispassionately and more spiritually, because she's showing me the lions. She's showing me the lion here, here, and then on the tapestry here. And it's like roar, rawr, you know. It's passion, it's passionate. This is a very inspired commitment. It's very fated. It's really fated and destined. If you're on the receiving end of this, I feel like you say yes right away. It's this could even be someone who's normally quite confident, but they're sort of nervous about this. Let's take a look at the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? I was just smiling too. I was like looking at the four, I was like smiling, boom, sun comes out. Double sun, double judgment. Three of Cups, happy, happy. See, and that's what I'm this is exactly what I was feeling when I was looking at his face. Like, so happy. I'm not letting you go. I'm not letting, I was starting to hear some music coming in. Some like old music about not letting you go, not, you know, but then they popped, the Sun and the Three of Cups. You just want to hold on to this now. It's interesting. For those of you getting a roommate, and I never really channel like a specific, but for those of you where this is a roommate, this is so happy. This is a long term, it works out. It really works out. Like you have your own little, like if it is the case where you're both more dominantly introvert, it's like almost having a friend without putting any work into the friendship. I know that sounds horrible, but like when you live with someone, you don't really have to call them or text them or have any of that. Are we still friends? Are we still good? Are we still in touch? Are we still in each other? Are we still relevant to each other? Or like, it's just like, well, they're there and you're there. And it's more of this emphasis on giving each other space and balance and time. Because this could also be that like you both need time to kind of get to know each other or open up to each other. But there's this commitment here. So that's why I feel like it's either something like roommate or business. We're going to pull love oracle, so don't worry, but this is like if you're both introverts living together, you do have your own little hangouts, or you just hang out a little bit longer at the fridge, in the kitchen, snack a little bit, and then you go to your room, and then they go to their, or something. But it's like, it's such a good setup. You guys work together really well, or you enjoy the same things. You both like the volume on 14, and not one of you wants it on 44, and one of you wants it on 14. You both like it at 14, or you both like it at 44. Whatever it is, you both like the same snacks. You both. Here's what's interesting is I'm getting so much synchronistic energy with both of you, and it's really special. And I'm actually getting it from the star. I'm getting it from this happiness, all this happiness down here. And I'm getting it mostly with temperance, about this balance, because when you're balanced in yourself, you're going to be getting into connections that are also reflecting that back to you with that equal balance. And what's more common, especially that you notice this in sexual connections with other people, when emotions get very just touchier, we're just more sensitive. Okay. You get where every one of us has a little cycle of when we feel we want to connect with someone else and when we want to be alone, nurture ourselves, or just be in our own minds, right? It's a little bit of that introvert, extrovert balance. When you're in a relationship with someone else, especially when you're living with someone else, you are both individuals on those cycles. So ideally, you're lined up most of the time where it's like you both want to be together at the same time and you both want your independent time at the same time. Doesn't always work like that. Someone wants to be close, the other one's like, ah. Someone wants to be close, the other one's like, get away from me. And it's like, don't touch me, don't bother me, I haven't had coffee yet, get out of the bathroom. You know, it's like a little bit bristly, it's a little bit prickly, it's a little bit, but what this is right here, it's like everything goes into using your keen perception and skill in making decisions about the partner before you do that commitment. So I feel like whatever this is, especially if this is like work or roommate, that your cycles, and especially because there's no more added contentious energy that's possible between you two, that this, first of all, this is sobriety, temperance. And what I'm getting, I don't know why she's saying sobriety, that's interesting, but what I'm getting here is that it's really pure, that you're both on like the same cycle. I don't know, that's what I'm getting. I'm just the messenger, so that there's really like zero drama here. Okay, let's take a look at this. The Queen of Wands and the Nine of Swords. This anxiety or this lack of confidence or something. Again. I feel like this is shyness. I feel like someone just doesn't want to be rejected. Someone could be a little bit, and this really could be a Leo or someone like Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or I don't know, maybe they have like that Leo, Mercury or something. But I feel like, especially if someone here is like super duper duper, maybe they're like an earth trine or water trine where they're Sun, Moon, Rising, Earth and Water. So that's so shy. That could be so timid. Oh, like I'm getting like shudder. Like, oh, I don't like. I'm just getting this like I'm getting this compression, like a squeeze. Like I don't want to do it. That's what I'm getting with this. It's so weird. I don't know if you feel that way or if this is the other person that's like, that's what. It feels weird. This is what I'm getting with the Strength card. So, and this is the action taker. So it's like you could be working on getting to this vibrational frequency, and as you're doing that in its own good time, this other person is overcoming their shyness, apprehension, fears, anxieties. It's all mental. It's just a mental thing with them. Totally in their heads. And I feel like it's more like this versus this. But it is connected. I feel like they're just sort of, I feel like they could actually be working through some masculine issues with their inner masculine. Man, woman, male, female, robot, alien, zombie, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's their, it's a, even the feminine, even the Queen of Wands is showing up in like a masculine element. So I feel like it's this person's masculine that's evolving. And I feel like for you, it's your spiritual calm, balance, like an emotional balance. But I feel like you're mirroring each other. So I feel like whatever is giving them anxiety that they're working through in their masculine evolution is reflecting something that you're working through in your masculine energies as well, which could be calming it down a little bit. Maybe you are a little bit Queen of Wandsy and you are working on calming it down a little. I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the Sun and the Judgment. My throat still hurts, but I can talk, so let's do it. The Sun and the Judgment, please. Ooh, I saw something. The Two of Pentacles. So, I feel like you're going to be taking care of, you're going to be juggling. You're going to be busy when this comes down, when this, it's interesting because you have the Sun over here. I'm so happy. I don't want to let it go. And then you have the Judgment, which is, this is when it's all, when everything, this is like the rock and roll part. Like, let's rock and roll. This is the Judgment Day. This is the decision. So did this, why can't I say that? So the decision comes in when someone's busy. Or someone has to, like, do it. Someone has to, like, make the decision. And they're like, ah. Like, it's, the Two of Pentacles is about a need to prioritize. And it's interesting that these major arcana energies are being clarified with this minor arcana. Okay, thank you. We have the Chariot at the very bottom. Thank you. Okay, Chariot and the Two of Pentacles. So it's like they're busy, they're busy, they're busy, or you're busy, you're busy, you're busy. Boom. You hear actually, you might even actually either make a call or receive a call, or you hear a voice, or you just like know. I'm telling you, if you're really like super duper tuned in, you'll get that like knowing. Whoever gets this, it'll either come in a knowing or something's lining up. Something material, something very practical hasn't been organized yet or ready yet. For some of you, it's even just the decision to get a new place, find a new place, or even just the decision to look for a roommate or look for a place, or, you know, there's something, but just think practically. So there's just something, if this is work and business, other things have to fall into place before someone can green light this approach or collaboration or connection or, you know, contract, relationship, because this is a commitment here. This is a commitment. Okay, let's go ahead and pull for you, Oracle. Oopsie. What other advice or messages do we need? This kind of wants to come out, right? Yep. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. If you're the one stressing about this, you really have to release yourself. We have Haunted by Love. The world was on fire. No one could save me but you. You really want to, and I feel like that's what the strength is. That's what all this is. Wow. You know, for some of you, you or this person, someone could be really having a difficult time and even resisting this. They could full force, flat out resist this. Even all this beautiful energy that we're pulling, this person could be needing it so much, wanting it so much, that they're actually resenting how drawn they are, or how, you know, it's like, I'm not going to let anything bother me that much, or I'm not going to let anything make me think about it that much, or you know, it's like I'm getting actually that energy with this. Wow. And look at the bottom. I'm taking it. Acceptance. So for those of you who are resisting this connection, resisting this collaboration, resisting this relationship, you've got to accept it. You've got to accept how you're feeling. You have to accept. And I really feel like it's this. I feel like it's this. You could even be trying to talk yourself out of this spiritual connection that you share with this person. Or the other person is trying to talk themselves out of a spiritual connection they know they feel with you. They have to just accept it. Acceptance. Probably afraid of how happy they'll be. Probably afraid of like losing something so special, something so unique, you know, I feel like it could just be that they're just, okay, that was interesting. Let's pull for those of you lovebirds, or this is a love connection. If this is a love connection, I feel like you're both very chill and balanced and like out of a lot of drama cycles, or like you just walk away. I really feel like it would be so hard to get you guys to really try to burn each other down. I really feel like that energy is not here. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. This could be the one. It could be. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. Could be with, okay, it is wedding. This situation involves marriage. This is your, the one where it says your relationship is ascending to a higher level of commitment. That's really what I get with this wedding. But it is romantic. So for some of you, it is a marriage. It is a marriage proposal, and this person's totally, it's like they don't want to marry you because they resent it, how powerful you could be, or how emotionally invested they will be into the marriage. They really, and this is just for a couple of you how far this goes or how big this can manifest in your individual person, but for some of you that this is romantic, they resent sexuality. They could be afraid that you would be too good in bed, or it would be too good in bed, or it would be too spiritually connected, too passionate, where you would use it as a tool against them, or you would use it as leverage, or that you have options, or, you know, sexual jealousy. It's something more like that with this, if that's romantic for those of you. Okay? But I feel like in all cases, this person overcomes it. They really actually accept it. The Nine of Swords you can overcome, especially with strength. You actually have double strength because it's still on the bottom here. So they'll overcome it. You can overcome it. It's really just about acceptance. And listen, if it weren't real, if there was not a real spiritual purpose to this, either to learn about a toxic thing and move on, or to enjoy a cycle of reward with a high vibrational person that is mirroring you, you just have to accept it for whatever it is, whether it leads you down a lesson, which is what we'll call it, whether it turns out to be a lesson, or whether it turns out to be a karmic reward. You just need to accept both potentialities and just know that you are a strong enough individual to handle both potential outcomes. Because I'm telling you, you're showing up as like Temperance, Seven of Swords. I mean, it's like, this is almost like you can hack heaven. Is that the title for this video? Okay. But really, like, you have an opportunity here to hack heaven. Ooh, I like that. Because you have double judgment. You got the star over here, which is like heaven on earth. I think the best this could be is friendship. Because you won't have that added stress. But if it is this is pretty good because it's got the spirituality. And you know, strength is about overcoming the lower passions of being human and ascending into a more spiritual perspective. It's interesting. Yeah, so one of you, and maybe both of you, have to do a little bit of acceptance work here. That's doable. Okay. Very doable. And with this Cancer season, new moon in Cancer, solar eclipse over the next 6 months to a year, that energy should help you. What advice do we have Although it does say the Falcon, do not delay. Just listen to that inner voice. It'll be probably when you accept it. Probably when you can really feel like you've negated your own worry, if this is you. Or when this other person has negated their own fears and worries and they've just accepted it. Yeah, this person could even, if it's not sexual, this person could be fearing that you're actually going to run roughshod over them. But it's just another irrational fear. We have bring love into the situation. Look at that. New moon in Aquarius energy. Bring love into the situation. Yeah, if you're worried that this person is going to run roughshod over you or be very kind of like loud and obnoxious, or it's the energy, it's like, I can't handle this, Queen of Wands. Like, what do I do with her? What do I do with this? What if I got this down in front of me and in a dining room, and sitting across from me at a restaurant or at a table? Like, I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't work with that. I couldn't contain that. So you or this person could have issues of like controlling the situation or having the higher upper hand in a situation. I don't know. There's something there. There's some ego here. There's some ego stuff here, or masculine energy to work out. And it could even just be as simple as one or both of you just being vulnerable. I know that sounds really tired. But people have this problem. Okay. Is that all of our decks? I think it is. It's all of our oracle. Okay. I feel like this was very good energy work today. So I think you have a lot to go on. Use your keen perception and skill in making decisions. Do not delay. And Falcon, the Falcon bird, the Falcon feather, everything about this is to help trigger you to this reading. So if you're out and about, any of this, even down to like, I don't know, what I'm wearing or my coffee cup or the purple over here, whatever it is, look out for those little signs and synchronicities that kind of zoom you back into this energy, because it could be your higher self, your guides channeling to you a message through this reading, through this energy work. So just keep that in mind. I love you guys forever and enjoy your other reports. See you next time. Old business, new business, correspondence. Correspondence is so heavily, majorly backlogged. Old business, new business. Actually, all of my work is like super duper duper backlogged. So I'm just working through it as I can go. And it's very typical of me as a person to just want to do so much and give so much. And so for me personally, with this Cancer stuff, this Cancer energy, I just have to be more realistic to what this human body can actually do. Because energetically, I feel like I should have been in a different body to kind of handle more. But anyway, so if you've messaged me or emailed me or something and are waiting for a response, it's not that I've forgotten about anyone. It's nothing like that. There's just a lot. There's just a lot to go through and a lot of emails and there's a lot of everything to go through. So I'm just grateful for your patience, and I'm really grateful for your support, and that you value this psychic ability and my nerdiness, and I'm happy that it creates more value in your lives. So thank you for being patient as I get this content up and to you guys. So I appreciate that. I really, really, really do. And I will get to your email, and I will respond to your email. That's what I wanted to mention. The website is severely outdated. It needs to be updated. That's another thing that needs a lot of attention. And all of that is like hours and hours. It's just all of that. So the website is a little bit outdated. It needs to be updated. Everything needs to be gone through and worked through. So I have a very happily full plate ahead of me, lots to chew on. So that's about it, you guys. And what else? What else? If I think of anything else, I'll hop back on. But until tomorrow, my loves, many, many blessings upon your heads, darlings, and take very good care. Mwah.